Now, if you can see the slide, does everyone know how to chat? You go down to individual user. You must choose my name, Melissa Armo, and then you type. That is how you will ask me questions. Everybody understand how to chat? Wonderful. There's Chris. Chris, how are you doing? I see a couple familiar faces. And then I see some new people. Wonderful. So welcome, everyone. We're going to get started here. Today we're going to talk about trading on the side of institutional money, which is a great topic, and of course what I do. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Melissa Armo. I've been trading since 2008. It's hard to believe that it is almost 2025. You have to excuse me, I've been having a little fall allergies. Anyways, if you have questions as we go along, you can plop it in the room. I do appear on TV. If you want to go to my YouTube, you can follow me there. And I put all my clips on YouTube where when I'm on TV, I talk about the stock market and I talk about the economy. And all of these things are great things to talk about. Why? They affect your job, your trading, your 401k, the economy, how much money we're spending, inflation. All of these things are really important to keep up on. If you have questions, you can email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. You can call me at 929-3200-GAP. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or Skype. I know it's X now. It's so funny. I still call it Twitter. Does anybody else do that? I don't know if I'll ever call it X. It's always going to be Twitter to me, probably. So I put in here the stats. This is not through the last couple of days, but for the trading room, we're up over 764,000 for the year. This is every trade we did this year in the room through 11/4. So I don't have the last week or so. Today we shorted Boeing. We got out early, actually. I kept going. It was a nice trade. And if you decide to join my group, you would have gotten today's trade. You will get the trades. You will get tomorrow's trade. I also do options. These are the stats for the options. This is, again, not through the last week or so. Up over 2.6 million for the year. I'm risking more money in my options. I'm risking about 8,000 per trade, about 3,000 to 3,500 in my day trades. You can do one contract. I want to be clear. You can trade a small size with my system, okay? Whether you want to do day trades or options is up to you. So up over 3.4 million for the year, and we're not over yet. We got 2 more months left, and I plan on just banging it out. It's closing the year very, very strong. So we'll see what we get tomorrow. Again, very interesting times to trade. I'm sure everyone watched the election, even if you're not in the United States. Everyone was watching on the edge of their seats. Trump won and the market exploded. Absolutely exploded. And we actually went long last week. Any questions here as we go along, just let me know. So 2024 is almost over. Got to get ready for 2025. I mean, in my mind, I want to close out the year strong, but I'm already starting to think 2025. Do I want to risk more money in 2025? Options, day trades, like, do I want to hold longer? What should I do? I'm already in my head about the money I want to make next year. You know, looking back at this year and what could I have done better? Did I do a good job? Things like that. So again, it's always good to improve and it helps you move forward, okay? And again, any questions, I'm just going to type in here where I have this hi. That's where you will chat, okay, if you have a question. But what I do is very specific. Again, I trade. I'm looking for, every single day I'm looking for day trades. And I'm looking for options based on the gap. So I'm an expert actually in reading price action. I'm an expert in reading institutional money and specifically in shorting. So if you want to become an expert, that will help you become more profitable, or profitable if you're losing. It will help you become profitable in the market. In order to become successful in the market, you have to become a specialist in one specific strategy. A strategy that reads institutional money, okay, or what I call power money in the market. This brings momentum and opportunity, okay? Every trader on every level must learn this skill set. It can be acquired with education. And again, education is extremely important. I talked about this before. A lot of people trade, they start out and they decide they want to trade. They have a very optimistic attitude, and then they go into trading, they lose, they pay for classes, they lose, okay? And then they don't want to pay for classes anymore, and that's exactly when they need to in order to make it. Because if you don't have a strategy that works, how are you going to make money, okay? So again, how do you earn a living trading? Number one, you need a winning strategy. You got to learn first. Number two, you need a supportive mentor. You do and follow. Number three, become an expert in one thing. Implement the strategy, get good, and then add size to win big. So say you want to take small size, like I said, you can grow your account over time. A lot of people trade, they don't have a margin account. You can grow your account to be a margin account in the future, okay? Some people, start out with very small accounts. If you're focused, you can build it up to get to a margin account. Again, a margin account is a minimum of $25,000 unless you go prop, okay? If you go prop, then you can start out with as little as $2,500 or even $5,000. You get 10-to-1 margin, okay? So again, how do you make money in the market? You have to look for institutional movements. Buying, selling, the hedge fund's short, okay? So again, I prefer to short, but we did go long in the last week. It's all about determining who is in control, the bulls or the bears. Again, how do I figure that out? Based on the gap, based on the rating of the gap, okay? So you have to get the direction right to win. If you get the direction wrong, you lose, okay? We did a bunch of trades in Amazon. This does not have through today, but Amazon is all the way up over here now. Ran up, flew over 210. It was a long. So again, when this broke out, if you were short, you would have lost. If you were long, you made money. So again, it sounds so simplistic that if you make money, if you're in the direction right, you'll make money, but it is exactly that. Here was another one we did. We shorted the market. We went long the market. And again, this is the QQQs. Now, I don't have the day after the election. The market's all the way up here. Flew over 500. Ran all the way up over 510. I didn't look where we closed today. But the reality is you would have had to be long the market to profit in the last week. If you were short, you lost. And you know what? Some people were short the market. Some people were betting Trump would lose, Harris would win, and the market would fall, actually. It's kind of interesting that you would vote for someone and think the market's going to fall, but people did. They really did. I'm not sure if anyone knew the market would explode as much as it did on the Trump win. Then we have IBM. Again, stock closed here, gap down, open, sold off. You would have lost if you were long here. You would have had to be short to make money on this. We did day trades and we did puts, okay? And then this was another one we did, AMD. Stock closed here, gap down, open, dropped. Again, this was a short. If you were long AMD, you lost. Would have been impossible to make money going long. So again, trading on the side of institutional money means what? Trading on the side of the large momentum, the moves. And again, who's controlling the stock? Who's in control? You only have one control at any given point in time, the bulls or the bears, okay? So, so again, excuse me, as simplistic as it sounds, if you're on the right side of the control, you'll profit. Sorry, this isn't there. You need a winning strategy, and mine is golden gaps, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So again, what is a gap? A stock gap from the opening price today is different than the closing price of yesterday's trading. A gap is a break in price action from one day to the next. Okay, so you want to follow through with the gap, in my opinion, to do it. I'm never doing the reversal of the gap. So this was the SPY. We went long this last week. I just want to show you here. Again, the SPY closed here at 4 o'clock, gapped up here at 9:30, took off like a hot cake. SPY was over 600 yesterday. So again, a gap is the difference between the close and the open. This closed at 4 o'clock, open here at 9:30. Dropped, fell, rallied, took off. Again, we bought calls in the SPY. This is a daily chart. Okay, everything we're looking at here is a daily chart. Okay, let's look at another one here. Again, AMD. We did this one too. What is a gap? Stock closed here, gap down, closed up here, and gapped down, fell. So again, closed at 4 o'clock, gap down here and open at 9:30, fell. So again, you have to have the strategy minus golden gaps. What is a golden gap? A golden gap is a gap that rates 20 points or more per the golden gap 26-point rating system. You take the trade in the direction of the gap. You do the trade as a day trade or an option. I do both. So again, my focus is gaps, but specifically shorting. If you want to do options as day trades, that's fine, but you have to decide what works for you with the size of your account. Again, you can open up an options account as a cash account with as little as $2,000. If you have a retirement account, you can buy puts and sell them to exit them, buy calls to exit them. You cannot short on margin in a retirement account. Any questions about that? Brighton, if you want to trade with a large risk of between $8,000 and $9,000 a trade, you have to have an account size that you could be in 15 things probably at once. So you can do the math. I mean, that's a lot that I would be in at once, but I've done that many trades at one time. And again, if you have a small account, you have to pace yourself through the week. If I call 8 trades in 1 week and you have $5,000 in an account, again, you have to pace yourself. And if your risk is higher, or if you're risking $100 a trade, you can do them all. Now, again, what is a gap? Stock closed here, gap down. Again, closed here at 4 o'clock Eastern time, gap down here at 9:30, fell. Fell the next day, fell for the whole week. What about Microsoft? Stock closed here, gap down, open, sold off like a hotcake. Again, what is a gap? A gap is a difference between the close and the open. This is 4 o'clock, this is 9:30. This was a good short here on the 31st. So how do I figure it out? I have a checklist. This is what you learn in my class. You learn the rating system. The rating system tells me that Tesla is going to get bought or Tesla's going to fall, whatever the case may be. I'm looking for 20 points or more, okay? I don't have to get a perfect score. And again, if it's a 16, 17, 18, 19, anything under a 20, it's a 50-50 chance of working or failing, but the rule is really not to do it. Not to do it. But the rating system helps me determine the control. This is extremely important because, again, if you're on the wrong side of something, if you're in the opposite direction, then what? You're going to lose. And again, a lot of people blame themselves. They say, oh, the moving average, the this, the that. It's not even about that. It's looking at the price action, okay? So again, gaps happen in the market on a regular basis. However, some gaps are better than others. Some gaps are nothing gaps, and some gaps are very powerful displays of institutional money. The most important gaps in the market are gaps that signify a change in direction or a bigger move in the same direction. Understanding which gaps are meaningful and which gaps are not meaningful in the market will help you to know what to do and when a change is occurring. And that's what's important. Again, we're trading on the side of big, big, big money. And it may not last forever. It may switch, it may change, okay? That's the caveat with trading too. That is how you know when the power of money will flow to pay you. So read the footprints of institutional money. Again, Tesla absolutely exploded on the earnings and actually in the last week. And again, there were people that had shorted that and they lost. If you're, what do you mean by institutional money? It's big funds, hedge funds, small funds, big professional traders in the market. Banks trade. Banks have trading desks. If you learn how to read the footprints of big position players before the momentum occurs, you can take the position in the right direction and get out after the move happens for profit. But you have to understand how to trade with a side of power, and you need to know how to find it. Knowing how to read what institutional money looks like is essential to becoming a successful trader. Absolutely essential, because you're going to lose if you're on the wrong side, and I can't stress that enough. You can win big trading on the side of power, and we've had some really big trades in the last week. Now, again, what I mean with institutional money, we did BA today. I don't have this chart in here, but BA today broke 145. So institutional money is dumping BA. Has been, sold it, shorted it. Okay? Boeing is in a downtrend as well. And again, any questions here, let me know. What about IBM? What about this one? Again, who's controlling this? The bears. This stock fell today. So again, if you read something and you're struggling to figure it out, you're probably looking at moving averages or Fibonacci's or something that's really not telling you what the control is. And that, I can't stress how vital that is, because it's so easy to make money if you're on the right side. Again, we did in the last week in a lot of different things. Mostly were longs. And it was just like free money. Same thing with the IBM. If you're on the wrong side, you're going to lose. Becoming a successful trader and investor requires becoming a specialist in defining where the institutions are buying or selling a stock. Learning advanced technical analysis is required. What does this mean? It means reading price action and charts. Comprehending how to read, define, and trade with this power will have a huge positive impact on your profitability as a trader. Elevate yourself, your trading, and your profits to a higher level of consistency and success by learning how to read the footprints of institutions trading in the market. Again, there's so many things out there and so many different strategies and so many different indicators. People can get very confused. Simplifying what you're looking at to make the decision and focusing on one strategy and one stock a day will be so much less stressful for you than going all over the place and doing a million different things. And in fact, again, I focus on shorting first. Now, if I don't find a good short, then I'll go long. But I really do narrow it down to the shorts. Okay? Any questions here? How's everybody doing? So again, we did NVIDIA. This was, it feels like a long time ago, but we did the NVIDIA calls. It expired on the 11th. I called this on the 3rd. So if you decide to join, this is what the options newsletter looks like. You get the trade. When you get it, you take the trade. I usually send them in the morning before the open, but I sent this at 9:46. Cost was $250, and you could have sold it at $9. It's a really nice trade. 260% return on investment is a solid trade. And again, I'm looking for 1-to-1, so anything over 100% is perfect. You could have taken 4 contracts and made $2,600. Just take a look at the chart. October 3rd, NVIDIA, here. Boom. Stock closed here, gapped up, boom, took off. Again, it got bought. It rallied. Okay, the control was to the upside for the bulls. Okay, and again, NVIDIA kept going here. This was one of the big ones we had. And last week we did Tesla on the 5th in the morning. Cost was $675. I thought this was kind of cheap. And then after the election, the stock gapped up. It was a beautiful trade. And if you held this actually till Friday, the very last day, it was completely insane. Sold it at 32. So the profit was $32,825 on $87.75 risk. What if you did 2? What if you did 1? You could have made over $2,500 if you did 1 trade, 1 contract. This was not expensive for Tesla. So let's look at the chart. Again, this was here. We entered the call and we got in. And I did not hold this here to the last day, which was insane. But you could have. I don't. That whatever that was worth, I can figure it out. Actually, I should figure it out tomorrow. But I got out before that. But just look, we were in here at the 255s. The day after the election, the stock opened over 280. So options are so fabulous to make money overnight, and for a lot of people, It's about, again, not having to have a margin account to trade options, but it's really about the fact that you can capture the overnight moves. So again, understanding why, which is so critical and important in what I teach in the class, really will help you make better trading decisions. I don't know why people just want to take trades and ideas and not learn and understand why, because you will trade better if you understand why. You absolutely, absolutely will. It's just one of these things. You can't be all over the place, like questioning everything and not understanding why. You'll mess up the trade. You won't hold it. You'll get out too early. You'll kill it. You'll double down. You'll worry about the market or things that you shouldn't. So again, understanding why really, really, really will help you. And for me, it's about the 26-point checklist. This is what you learn in the class. This tells me the stock's going to drop or not. Again, think about it. It totally makes sense. You're like, oh my God, I totally get it. You're going to make money if the institutions are selling it. You can short. If you can make money if the institutions are buying it, you can go long. And again, you could do a call or a put. But again, why gaps? Gaps are the most powerful show of price action in a chart. Gaps have large moves. Gaps can move up or down. And some of the biggest momentum moves in a daily chart really come from a gap. So when I trade, I'm looking for and trading momentum. Then whether you have a small size or large size, you will get a good risk to reward. So again, you could talk about the fundamentals. You can say, well, this thing, that thing, the other thing. At the end of the day, none of this stuff really matters for what we're doing. Many of it's already baked in. So we're looking at the move after the fact. We see the gap. I'm not predicting the gap. You will learn from me how to rate the gap to determine the direction and then decide how you want to do the trade as a day trade or an option. It's finding the money. Again, I'm not predicting the gap. I'm not predicting election results. I'm predicting what's going to happen after I see it. Okay? So a big flow of money going in a certain direction is what moves the market, stocks, creates momentum, and then sets the trend in charts. And when you're looking for institutional money, you're really reading the side of power in a stock. You want to be on the side of the power in order for you to make money trading. Institutional money is in charge of the market and stocks at all times. And even if you think it's not, it absolutely, absolutely is. Okay, so we were doing 1 and 2 and 3. What's 2? You have to follow a live mentor. You need a strategy, and then you have to follow the mentor. And I think a lot of people, they go to trading rooms, they may have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people running the room all day. It's not the person that taught the class. It's not the person that even had anything to do with the class. They can't ask questions about the content. Different people calling different trades with different strategies. It's me. I teach the class. I invented the system. I run the room. I call the trades. I do it live with you. It's all me. You're getting the best experience because it's all consistent. The strategy and the teaching and the courses, everything is straight on consistent with me. And that is a different experience for people really who are all over the place in other kinds of things. And again, that helps. It helps you process the information. It helps you learn it, doing it every day. Any questions here? We're going to go over the last 2 weeks. Again, I don't have the last couple days in here, but in the room, 31,870 was the profit for the last 2 weeks. And we had an 88% win ratio. 10/28, we did BA. It was off the 29th. Did AMD the 30th. Halloween, we did Microsoft. Then we did Amazon on the 1st. 11/4, no trades. We did Amazon the 5th. That was a good one. Tesla, I lost in the day after the election, even though I should have retaken it. I should have got back into that. NVIDIA won NVIDIA. Then we did the 7th, and I was off on the 8th. So let's take a look at every gap. And again, if you have questions, ask me. So again, this is a daily chart. It's a daily chart. So let's take a look at it. Here is the BA. Again, we did this today. Stock closed here, gap down, open, rallied, dropped. So we shorted it. Oh, you made money. And we got to get out. Done. Boom. Go back to bed. Go take a walk in Central Park. 29th, I was off. Then we did AMD on the 30th. Beautiful gap. Stock closed up here, gap down, well under 155. Again, short it. Could have done a put, could have done day trade, could have done them both. Fell for the week. Really nice move. Microsoft, then we did the 31st, stock closed here, gap down, open, fell. Again, really, really very interesting when you go back and look at these things, especially after the election, what happened to some of them. Again, you see here, you have less losses when you're doing less trades. You're going to have less losses, you're going to make more money. That is the first, this thing, yeah, that was the first. let's find this here. Oh, here, that's right. We went long. Stock closed here, gapped up. We went long Amazon, got in, got out before it fell. That was a day trade. That was Friday. So again, a day trade, when I'm saying a day trade, I mean a trade on margin. Does everyone understand that? So you'd have to have a margin account to do it. So all these trades in the room are margin trades. Does everybody get that? Then if you have any questions about that, actually let me know. 11-4, no trades. Nothing met the criteria. Then we did Amazon on the 5th. This was another long. Stock closed here, gapped up, took off. Crazy, beautiful trade. Ran up again. This was right before the election. No, that was right. No, yeah, this was the day before. That was the day before the election. We went long Amazon. And then, of course, we did the Tesla. Now, I stopped in this. Stock closed here, gapped up. This was crazy. I should have retaken it. The trade worked, actually. But my initial trade stopped. I should have gotten back in. It did go up. It was a long. It was a long. And then I did NVIDIA, and that worked out, and that was beautiful. And that's been continuing higher. Then we did NVIDIA again. And we did it again. And then it was off on Friday. So again, how do you put together a week? You have to start, like, everyone's so like, oh my God, I want to earn a living trading. How do I do it? This much money. Just back it off, back it off, back it off. Get your head out of the annual thing. Look at today. Look at this week. Look at the month of November. Like, break it down, break it down, break it down so you can wrap your head around it. I think a lot of people just go crazy and they also blow up their accounts because they're like, oh my God, if I don't, I can't take a loss today. If I do, I'll do. If you just are trying to hit one bullseye a day, that's a hell of a lot better than trying to hit 10 bullseyes a day. So I did one trade, I stopped. That's it. I don't trade all day. It doesn't make any sense. If I take a trade and take a stop, I might retake it or do another one. But again, less is more in reference to your success rate because you're not going to hit a bullseye every time you throw the dart. These are day trades. These are trades on margin. Now, the options that we just talked about that I showed you, the two, the NVIDIA and the Tesla, we're doing weeklies. I don't know if that's what you mean. We're buying puts and selling them to exit, and we're buying calls and selling them to exit. They're trades based on the gap rating, and they're based on momentum. I don't know if that answers your question, James. Chris, I see you in here. I have not spoken to you. I hope you're doing well. Chris, are you there? And again, this was 2 weeks. So again, chunk it out. Chunk it out. If you can't wrap your head around, I used to do this for myself. I used to have sticky notes. Stop, do this, chunk it, get out. This is not long-term investing. It's the momentum. We're trading momentum. If you get in your head too much about it, you're gonna overtrade, and again, you'll end up not having good results. Your odds go down as the day goes on that you're going to keep getting winner. Do you know what I'm saying? It's really about working smarter, not harder. If you can do day trades in the morning, be done in the morning, the first half an hour of the day, like we did BA today, we got in, got out, done. Beautiful. If you want to do the option, you buy the put, hold it, let it ride, see what happens. You don't have to sit and babysit the trade. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter whether you do options or day trades. What matters is that you get the pick. The pick is what counts. Okay? If you don't get the pick right, no matter how you do the trade, it's not going to matter. Any other questions? Like, I'm very good at narrowing it down. Some of you were trading with me. Chris, are you there? Chris, are you alive? Chris, if you're chatting, I can't see it. So you're just using straight calls and puts, not spreads. Exactly. Exactly. I'm trading momentum based on the gap rating. Now, if you say, well, I want to do this, then fine. You know, you could do that if you want. Like if I do calls in Tesla and you're like, I want to do a spread, fine. When the trade goes on to work, you will not have the same profitability as me. But if the trade loses, again, you have a cushion there. So again, if I take a trade and it goes bust, I go bust the whole thing. Like if I take a trade on a Monday and it never goes my way, then I'm going to lose on the whole thing Friday. Whereas you're gonna not lose as much. So if that's what you want to do, then you can do that. I don't teach that though, and I don't trade that way myself, but you could do that. So again, like I was saying, working smarter, not harder. Like it's the holidays right now. Like here's my day today. I got up this morning, I exercised, then I rated my gaps, opened the room, traded, ran the room, talked a little bit. Then I had a webinar at 1 and this webinar here. And in between, I had a couple of hours. And I started decorating for Christmas. And I'll be done here soon. And then I'll make dinner and go to bed. And tomorrow, I'm just trading in the morning. Oh no, I'm on Schwab at 8:15. I'll get up, work out, be on Schwab at 8:15. Rate my gaps, run the room, train, talk a little bit, and I'll be done by 10 o'clock, 10:15. Tomorrow, I actually don't have anything. I have the whole day free. So I'm probably going to do my Christmas tree tomorrow, get it up. It's not decorated, finish the decorations. Like, it's a very, 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 very nice lifestyle if you want to put the energy and time and effort into doing it. Like, I'm not going to tell you that my road to get to this point was not difficult. It was. When I started trading at the end of 2008, I had no idea what I was doing. It took me 3 years to figure out and develop this system. And so, again, for you to come and learn in a weekend and just pay me to do the class and learn and take my trades, like, that's so insanely easy. I can't even tell you. Like, if I had someone like that, I would have been, like, light years ahead in my life, you know? So you really have it easy that you know me and can come and learn and just take the trades. It's a lot easier than developing a system, which is just a long road. And you need cash to do it. I traded my own live money. Otherwise, I wouldn't have figured this stuff out. It's not the same when you're on a demo as trading real money. We shorted Boeing today. I said that earlier. I don't know if you heard that, Brighton. It was a short. I don't know if I can pull this up here or if I have to stop and start it. Can you see BA? Or do I have to click it off? This was a short. Again, if we had gone long, we would have lost. Why? It's a big fat red. It's a fat red bar. Again, you got to get the direction right. But again, the nuances in where I'm taking the trade, where I'm entering it, and sizing myself and all of that. Again, I teach the entries and exits in the class too. Again, you could have shorted other things today based on what the market did in the morning. But look how this closed. And look how this closed. So we did the right thing. Because the market, actually, if the market had not closed 36 minutes ago, it probably would have flipped and gone green and made a new high. Again, we did the right thing. I got out early, though. So again, getting back to what I was saying, work smarter, not harder. Whether you're 25 or 35 or 45 or 55 or 65 and you're retired, it could be 75. It could be 85 in trading. I've taught people over 80. It doesn't matter your age, you know. People want a good quality of life, and if you're working too many hours a week at your job and you're not earning enough income, you will be stressed, and stress ages you, and no one wants to be stressed. And a lot of people want to work from home, and now companies are requiring people to come back into the office I have some friends it's happening and they're pissed. They don't want to do it. But things are changing. Again, we're 4 years, almost 5 out from COVID, and employers are wanting people back at the office. Some now, some this year, some early 2025. If you can trade and you can work from home, you can work for yourself, and you don't have to rely on an employer to do what you need to do. But again, you have to learn it. So again, why do I like to short? Because stocks fall faster than they rally. That's common sense. It's the panic. It's the panic, the panic, the panic. And again, number 3, we're talking about all the things, focus on one thing. Learn a good strategy, get a good mentor, follow them, and focus on one thing. And when you focus on one thing, it makes it easier to put on the size. It makes it easier to stay consistent. Again, some people have a hard time doing multiple trades at once. It's going to be a lot easier for you to just hone in on BA or Tesla or one thing. Eric, I see you here. Eric, you got to get back in the room, Eric. I don't know what you're up to, Eric. You are missing out. See some old timers here. See some new people. Any other questions? So again, be consistent. Be consistent. It's very, very important. So in order to be consistent, a person needs proper focus. You got to focus on what counts. For me, it's the gap. I'm focusing on the institutional money. I'm focusing on the gap. How do I determine that? Again, I rate it. This is what you're going to learn in the class. It's a 16-hour class. It's the whole shebang. It's a big weekend. It's a long weekend. You will pay attention because it's a lot. How are you going to know what stock to trade each day? You're going to rate the gap. You get up in the morning and you rate it, just like I told you my schedule and what I do. And then I have the pick, and then I open the room, and then we do it. And you should be rating them yourself. Eric, there you are. Eric, are you rating your gaps? Or are you trading, gambling? Do you identify gaps after the market opens or before? You identify gaps whenever they happen, Brighton. It could be at night, it could be in the morning. For me, I usually wait to the morning to do my ratings. But it's whenever you want to do it, whenever you see it. It's about finding the power money, spotting it, finding it. Okay? What's volatile? Trading, or what are you talking about, Eric? The first 15 minutes of what? Are you talking about a specific stock? So here was this Tesla again. It was just a huge trade. Again, the 255s, if you held the last day, which I didn't, I'm going to try to figure out what that trade would have been worth. It costs, again, under 7. And I thought I had a good exit, and it kept going. It's rare that I would hold something the last day that I was up in. And the move really happened overnight because we were already in it. But I was in it here. The first half hour of the day is not volatile. It's the best time to make money. It's the most profitable time to make money. If you're not watching the right stock and don't understand where the entry is, then you're going to struggle. Again, I rate it. The entry is just the confirmation, Eric. It's just a confirmation when I get the entry. No hesitation, and you do it. Like that. Boom. You do need to do the class, Eric, and I think you should sign up for one of the specials. And get the room, get the newsletter, get the whole shebang. I have some people that are trading with me literally since 2013. So people are in the room with me that long. They don't need to be. They like to know what I'm looking at, to hear what I say, about the market and everything. So anyways, find gaps, rate them using a checklist. They have to be qualified. The checklist tells you what to look for in the price of the stock. Again, if someone said, go in and perform heart surgery on this patient tonight, you'd be like, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm doing. How could I possibly do that? This is so stressful. I can't do it. I'm not an expert. Well, it's the same thing with trading. Everybody says, well, if I had a big account, I could make money. No. If someone gave you $1 million and said, trade it, you'd lose it all. You'd be in the hole. You'd owe them money. Because if you're not making money now with a $2,000 account or a $5,000 account or whatever size account you have, you're not going to make money with more money. You're just going to lose more. People don't get it, okay? It's about redefining what you're looking at to make the proper pick and getting good, and then the sky is the limit. The sky is just, the whole limit is for you. You could start out with a small account and just explode in a year's time and grow it. The sky's the limit if you know what to do. It doesn't mean we never have any losses. I showed you the stats. We had some losses. Even in the last 2 weeks. I lost in the Tesla. I should have redone it. But the fact is, we have more winners than losers. And I would say that this is hands down the best year I've had in the room probably my whole career. The room has just been exploding. Like, we just get up in the morning and every day we're just winning. And that's the strategy. That's the strategy. There's only one thing and one thing only that can move the direction of a stock. It's money. Not a little bit of money, but a lot of money, or what I call power money. Power money is in charge. Power money is in charge of the stock's direction. Trends are set and moved by the power money people, of which was a lot of in the market. The amazing thing is that as negative as traders and analysts talk about the power money people, they are the reason that one individual can be successful in the market. So even you, sitting at home behind your computer with your own account, whatever size it is, can be successful. Again, you don't have to have millions of dollars. You don't have to be running a hedge fund. You can be your own person doing it. Just a blip of a move is all you need. You let the institutional money carry the move up or down in whatever direction it's going to go. Everybody that did the Tesla calls made a lot of money. They didn't do anything. The expertise came in rating the gap to determine that it would move up. Because again, we were long. Or same thing with IBM, that my expertise was that the stock would move down. Did I know it would move down for 7 days? No. But I expected it to have a big move down. And I actually expected it to have a bigger move down on the first day than it did. And then it followed through. And then it just did it in a series of days. And again, that's the benefit of doing options. Huge benefit of doing options, because if you hold overnight, you can get big moves. Eric, you've experienced that in the past when you've been in options with us. It's been a long time since you've traded. Stock closed here, gap down, IBM, open, dropped. But it is about focusing on the right information. The most valuable information for people to trade can be found in reading price action and gaps. Understanding chart reading of gaps and how important the patterns of the price are in the market will assist you in being profitable. Reading power money when it sets up will help give you conviction to trade. And again, like I said earlier, understanding what to do is very important. We are human beings. We're curious. If we understand it, we're going to do better. You're going to know when to hold it. Seeing when and where the power money positions are getting in is like finding a gold mine. Seeing gaps clearly and how they're creating trends, changing trends, and making momentum is a powerful way to trade. You can use this information to enter trades yourself so you can get paid along with the power money moves. Again, it's learning it. And again, some people have a fast learning curve. Some people are a slow learning curve. I'm here to help you. I don't know if you ever heard of this before. This is a term a lot of people are talking about lately. It's called level up. It's really just applies to everything in our life. It's, you hear people talk about this on social media. It's with trading. You have no idea how many people I talk to. They just trade on the fly. They have no idea what they're doing. The market opens. They don't even know what they're doing. They make up their mind. They take a trade. It's on the fly. That's a disaster. You will lose doing that. You should have a strategy that you apply every day. A certain amount of money you risk, and how many trades are you taking a day? And when you're up, you stop. Getting good is the only way to make money. You only get conviction if you get good. Otherwise, you have no conviction. If you have no conviction, how are you going to... It's like, okay, it's like saying, okay, you're going to run for office. You're going to run for some political office, but you don't think you can win. Well, why are you going to spend all the time and money to do it then? That's crazy. If you have to believe you're going to win. Again, the system tells you how, what, and when, and you're going to learn this in the class. How do you make money in the market? Trade a strategy and system that is profitable. Golden gaps are a highly profitable strategy because they focus on large momentum to trade. We saw a lot of that in the last week. What stocks should you trade? Stocks that rating gap per the 20 points or more, per the 26-point system. I don't need to get 26 points. 20 is good. 20 is a cutoff. Trade the gap in the direction of the gap. When do you trade them? Early in the morning of the open, when they set up and trigger, ideally. And you must have a structure in place in order to make any money at all consistently. It's really about the consistency that many traders lack in their system. Again, I've been doing this, like I said, for more than 10 years teaching people. I've been trading for 16 going on 17. You really, 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 really have to love doing this. And I love trading. I love shorting. But I really love making money. So again, one of the reasons I think I'm successful is I don't like to lose. I like to make money. And I like to make a lot of money. So I'm always looking for the stock pick and the trade that I can make a lot of money. And again, that has nothing to do with gambling. And we don't get huge monster trades every day. But I try to find them. That's where I get up and I'm doing the scanning and I'm doing the rating and I don't rush it, and I go through my process in the morning. So how do I know ahead of time where stock will go? I rate the gap. I use a 26-point checklist. This checklist tells me what to trade and what to look for each day. So again, it measures gaps by rating them on the daily chart to find stocks to trade that have, number one, a high probability of directional bias for the entire day, big move on the day, early confirmation of the bias in the move between 9:30 and 10, and precise entries with follow-through and a good risk-to-reward target potential. Ideally, I'm trying to get 1-to-1 in anything. Day trades, sometimes we get 300-400% return on investment. Options, 500%. They happen. When I'm doing a day trade, I could risk $1 and make $3. Again, it's whatever we get. I'm looking, like today, I could have made more in BA. I got out early, but I could have made more. I like to be done early. And you got to create a money management plan for yourself to achieve your goal of becoming a professional trader. And that's going to help you a lot. We are still in earnings season. We are still in that period this week, next week, prior to the holiday. And then retail earnings are in December, the end of the year. There's going to be opportunities to trade. You have not missed out. Although if you have not traded with me last week, you definitely missed some big trades. I was talking to people about the class in October. And I wish they had done it in October because they missed the last couple of weeks. Everyone knew that something was going to happen over the election, some kind of volatility. Nobody knew what it was going to be. Did I think we'd have as big of moves as we did? No, I didn't know that. But as soon as I saw the gap, I knew. So again, it's sort of like you have to be in it to win it, to trade and to get going. This is me. I did a class in New York actually in September. I did a live class. I met people. And I don't have any plans right now or dates for another class. Who knows? Maybe I'll do another one. But it was a good experience for people. And for now, all the classes that I do are online. But it's real. People came to New York. They met me. I teach the class online, though. It helps for people that don't have to travel and are in other countries. Again, it's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to do the class, it's this weekend, November 16th and 17th. You will learn. You will take notes. You can start trading this week if you sign up this week. You will learn the 26 points. You will learn the checklist. You will learn the entries. You will learn the exits. You will learn targets. And you need to learn it yourself. It's about empowering yourself to do it. It is a complete system to use to trade. It is called the Golden Gap course. It is a full course on how to strategically find, pick, and play stocks that are professional bearish gaps. Because again, we're mostly shorting. And the class, again, is this weekend at $69.99, 9 to 5. Class is online. If you want to sign up, I'm doing an autumn special. This is going on through Friday, but I would not wait till Friday to sign up. You get the trading room free for 1 year, the options newsletter free for 1 year with the class. This is a good deal. So again, you can start trading. Today is Tuesday. You can start trading tomorrow if you sign up. 3 days trading, do the class this weekend. Get in, start doing it. Think about what I said about 2025. A lot of people are in the hole for the year, this year, trading. And they, don't know where to go for next year. I think it's really important for people to move past the negativity, get out of your head, get out of your own way, realize that you can do it. You just need help. You're not doing the right thing. You don't have a good strategy if you're losing. And then I have a bundle, which is $89.99. You get 3 classes, the Trends, the Options course, and the Golden Gap. And then you would also get the special 1 year free of the room of the newsletter. Any questions from anyone at all? The Gap Options newsletter subscription is $49.99 for 6 months and $69.99 for 12 months, which is why doing a special like this is actually really a good deal. Because you're going to get it for free with the class and learn the class. And you can get in the room. The room is only open to people who have signed up for the class and taken the class. So if you want to do the class, you can join the room after that. I don't have a separate subscription for the room alone without being a student. But say you want to do the class and renew the room in a year or whatever, the room is $49.99 a year after the class. I had people that just signed up. I had a guy who just signed up right before the election for the 6 months option subscription for $49.99. He just started trading before we just had an enormous week. I mean, he's like crazy ahead. He did the 6 months. So again, if you want to just be in for 6 months, do the $49.99. I think the class is helpful for people, but not everybody has the time to do it. I get it. I do the class on the weekends because during the week I'm trading. And it's 9 to 5. It's one break for lunch. Any other questions? Any questions from new people? People that I don't recognize, have not spoken to before, that are here, that might want to do the class this weekend or might want to do options. Yes, Eric, that's the one I do every month. I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow. I never know until I get up in the morning. Again, if there's something big, I might look at it at night, but there's nothing that was on my radar tonight to watch or look at. And look at the reversal we had in the market. I would not be the least bit surprised if the market is at new highs tomorrow morning and gapping up. So, I mean, again, people actually shorted this market today. It's crazy. But again, a lot of people didn't capture the bullish move. They didn't get it enough. They thought it was going to fill the gap. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on, you know. Just because the market had a big bullish move in the last week does not mean that everybody got it. A lot of people did not. And then some people got it late. And now people are shorting the market. People are shorting Tesla right now. Tesla fell today. And people shorted it. That was not a good trade, to be honest with you. Any other questions? Good to see some of you. Some of you need to get going. You've been following me for a while. Some of you have talked to early 2024, like January, February. I cannot believe that it is almost Christmas. Like, I'm putting out my Christmas decorations, I told you. I just feel like, woo, it just took them down. This time is flying. And every day there's opportunities to trade, and you don't want to miss them. I'm here if you have questions. Call me, email me. You're welcome. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.